Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Nelva Bryant. I am here today, unfortunately, by myself. Greta is away doing her NFL duties, so it's just going to be me. So bear with me. I'm excited to be here today. Usually, Greta goes on, and we get a little introduction as far as myself. So let me introduce myself, and then I'm going to introduce our guests, and we'll get moving because we have a great guest for you today. Just to let you know a little bit about myself, I'm Dr. Nelva Bryant. I'm a veterinarian and I work in the airline industry. I work with Delta Airlines and I've been with them since 2018. And you might wonder, why would an airline have a veterinarian? And that's because the transportation of animals is highly regulated and you need a veterinarian with a skill set that can assist you in that process. I was brought on staff with Delta to help review and revise the policies for animal transportation. And this is more than just for dogs and cats. Imagine the airlines actually transport a lot of animals, not just dogs and cats. We transport day-old chicks, hatching eggs, which basically are feeding different countries. Sometimes research animals, which who knows might be the answer for the next pandemic. We have commercial shipments of birds, live tropical fish. So we do a lot. And guess what? There's no one federal agency that takes care of the regulations for all those various animal species. It's scattered around. So helping the airline keep abreast of these different regulations is very important because we don't want to ship animals that do not comply with these regulations. So that's what I was brought on staff to do with Delta. And I really enjoy that role and position with that. Outside of that, I started noticing some things that people can do as far as when you're traveling with your pets to better prepare them for air travel. So I developed When Pets Fly as a way to share pet-centric travel education. And I've been doing that now since 2020. Right during the pandemic, I started it. Greta joined me in 2021. And then one of the things that we were doing actually is she felt I needed more of a social media presence. So she's helping with that as far as marketing. She does social media marketing for my Facebook, on Instagram. We also have a YouTube page. And also I have a website if you want to go to and just learn about again, pet-centric travel education, help you better prepare your pets for air travel. It's extremely important. We have a newsletter that goes out on a quarterly basis. So actually you can go to the website and sign up for that too. The next one will be out in December. And that's what I've been doing. And then again, as far as marketing and getting out within social media, it was Greta's idea to start these Facebook Live events. And with them, we initially thought it was going to be something on the line of just maybe sharing something to pet owners as far as traveling with their pets, but it is expanded. Again, we've been doing this now for 4 years. We have what I call different stakeholders in the animal transportation industry and also representing animal welfare, which is extremely important because to be honest with you folks, what I'm doing is bringing animal welfare into the animal transportation process. That is what I'm doing. So today I'm very excited because I have Dr. Robin Ganzert with the American Humane Society with us today. She's going to share some things as far as the animal welfare focus and missions of the American Humane Society. So very excited to have her with us today. And actually, I love it because I'm actually on the governing board with them and just recently came back from a wonderful trip to Canary Islands, Spain to, in a sense, see animal welfare in action. So it was a very rewarding experience and very enlightening just to see really the activities of the American Humane Society. And again, as I said, animal welfare in action. So I'm not going to hold you up with talking about me anymore. Greta's not here to pop in any questions or what have you, but I think we're going to do fine. But let me bring in Dr. Robin Ganzert so she can share more information about the American Humane Society. Robin, we usually have the applaud machine, and I'm sorry, I don't have it, but we are so happy to have you here today. Let me actually, before you get started, let me introduce you, and then we'll jump on into it if you don't mind. Okay? Yeah. I am very, very happy and thrilled to have Dr. Robin Ganzert with us today. She is the president and CEO of the American Humane Society. It's the country's first national humane organization and one of the most trusted voices in animal welfare. Under her leadership, the American Humane Society has expanded its life-saving programs to protect animals around the world on farms, in zoos and aquariums, in the military, in film and in television, and during times of crisis and disaster. She's also the creator and executive producer of Escape from Extinction, and Escape from Extinction Rewilding. These are documentaries that shine a powerful light on the urgent efforts to save endangered species around the world. Dr. Ganzert is an accomplished author and media voice, with her featured in major outlets across the nation. And she also hosts her own podcast, which is called Robin's Nest. Beyond her professional achievements, Robin is a passionate advocate of the powerful bond between people and animals. And her mission-driven leadership continues to make a profound difference in the lives of both. Please help me. Again, applaud. I know it was there, but look, I don't know what people do, but applause. Thank you so much for being here, Robin. Robin, it's such an honor to have you here today. Please welcome to the show.
Oh, Dr. Nelva, first of all, thank you for having me. I love being on When Pets Fly. But first of all, I have to say a huge thank you to you for your leadership on our governing board. For those that are tuning in today, Dr. Nelva is just a world-respected veterinarian. Her expertise is stunning, and we're so honored to have her serve in this governing board leadership role. So thank you so much for all your contributions to building a more humane world and allowing us to continue to do our mission, which is now almost 150 years old, if you can imagine. Yeah. So you and I, we carry this heavy mantle of responsibility and protection of animals, both in our work and certainly in your board work with us. So we're so grateful, and I'm grateful to be on today for sure. Oh, awesome. I'm coming at you from our farm. This is not normally my backdrop, but this is horses and cows, and this is our farm here, Fair Oaks Farm in Marshall, Virginia. So it's where we're actually practicing some rewilding, and we're practicing some regenerative farming practices. And so we really, in my household, we preach and we walk it at the same time. We're really doing this incredible work, and I couldn't be more proud. In fact, as I'm talking, I'm looking at our beautiful meadow that we're rewilding, all the beautiful birds and the pollinators. It's very exciting to see this important work come to life here, and we're again doing it in real practice. So it's exciting.
Oh, that's wonderful. So look, in your backyard, you even have animal welfare and everything all in action, which is awesome.
Yes. In fact, you might hear in the background a little kitten. We actually had a litter of kittens that were dumped on our farm. Someone must know that I'm here and that I would take care of them. I think the word got out that this is the place for the animals to be taken. And so we have this beautiful litter of kittens, Nelva, and we've been taking care of them. One is just over here, and she's meowing because she'd rather be in the lap and on screen than over in her little space. But anyway, it's
That's
wonderful.
So sweet. That is so sweet. Look, just the love of animals. It never goes away. I mean, just love it. Honestly, love it. I don't blame you. But you've been, as far as an animal lover and with animal welfare for a very, very long time. Has your whole career been into animal welfare and conservation?
You know, I've always loved animals. And so always been, because of my mother, always connected to animals. We've always had companion animals, pets, cats and dogs and horses. When I was 10, we had a little pony that was amazing. And we lived in Arkansas at the time. And I remember riding that pony up and down the levees along the Mississippi River, and just having that incredible bond with these incredible creatures. And so my career started out at university, believe it or not, and a lot of opportunity to study. And my PhD is not in animal welfare. My PhD is actually in nonprofit financial management. And that's allowed me to drive more effective change in this nonprofit that I've had the honor of leading, the privilege of leading for 15 years. And I do believe that the skill sets of understanding the fiduciary roles and responsibilities is really critical to being an effective CEO. We have a lot of incredible veterinarians and animal welfare scientists who work at American Humane Society and Global Humane Society. There are humane heroes, and I have the privilege of serving as CEO. And my career has taken a great turn for to be able to touch animals in this special way.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, just personally, I was so happy to attend the retreat this past year, and really feel like I have the opportunity to really connect with everybody better on the governing board. So it was a great opportunity, connecting with you and the others, Dr. Darn it, his name popped out, Dr. Edling.
Edling,
And
Dr. Tom
yes,
Edling,
yeah,
yes.
just to connect with him. I love that we had a great conversation with him. So as fellow veterinarians, so it was just a wonderful trip. So I really thank you all for allowing me to attend that event. But it was great to connect with everyone.
We think that our board needs to have hands-on experiences.
Yeah.
You know, Neville, we are the largest certifier of animal welfare in the entire world.
Right.
In the entire world. So it's a big responsibility, and it's a something that keeps us up at night for sure. And we wanted our governing board members to actually see that in action.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's really important. And I know that that's critical to our mission. It's so critical to our long-term mission of animal protection and serving to certify that humane treatment of animals uplifts standards, not only in the US, but indeed around the world. And you witnessed it overseas. Very important.
Yes, I'm hoping, again, I missed the first retreat that you had in South Africa. And I know, actually, please share a little bit about that too, because it goes to show you, as far as it wasn't just Canary Island, Spain, how globally you're expanding out. So please share that.
Oh, absolutely. And I want to share with you, first of all, I love animals. You love animals. Your listeners today love animals as well. And we have such an incredible moral responsibility to ensure that they have a humane life. And so that's what I've devoted my life to, is ensuring that that happens. And that has to happen using the latest science and ethics to make really tough decisions so that we can provide the best protection for animals. What's important to know is that for animal welfare, Dr. Nelva, it knows no geographic bounds. It's not just bound in the great state of Georgia, the great state of Virginia, or in the great United States. It actually knows no boundaries and needs to be applied in Spain, in India, and in South Africa. And so we were celebrating our incredible programmatic launch through our Global Humane Conservation Fund of Africa a little over a year ago. We launched 5 countries where we have programs in Africa, but especially with the base and an office in South Africa that we opened. And there we also had the opportunity just this April to cut fences. And why is that so important? We bought a sanctuary in South Africa where we are joining up with other landowners, where we're tearing down the fences so we can introduce incredible endangered species who haven't been on that property, those lands, for hundreds of years. And this is the majestic elephant, the incredible, inspirational black and white rhinos. These are species that are critically endangered. And American and Global Humane Society has a sanctuary and a reserve as part of our base of programs in South Africa, where we just this April literally cut down the barbed wire fences to join with other properties so we can have this beautiful habitat, safe and protected for these majestic species that we're trying to save from the threat of extinction. So very excited to do this work, not just conservation work, but indeed work on protecting farm animals, work in elevating standards all over the world for the protection of animals, because we truly believe we are the voice.
Awesome. No, I learned so much being a part of the American Humane Society. I love that you have the certification programs. And just to reiterate, there's no other society that's out there that's doing any humane or animal welfare type certification. So that's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely. And then to have the sanctuary on top of it, it gives us an opportunity to put into practice exactly what we say. We're able to test rewilding strategies in real time under our own program ownership. And that's really important, because we know that we have one chance to get it right, to save those elephants, to save those black rhino subspecies that are at such critically threatened levels. And we can do it if we bring the right folks together, involve the community, purchase the land and all the protections, and then bring the animals back. And when the big animals come back, so do all the other animals in this cascading effect. So we're very excited about our conservation platform.
That's awesome. I'm going to switch gears a little bit because it's something, bring it back to the U.S. As far as some of the things you're doing here, because I just heard the announcement for the Hero Dog Awards. We have the finalists now, right?
Yes, yes, we have the finalists. Drum roll.
Yeah.
Yes. On today.com, we just announced, and now it's out nationally, our top 5 dogs, our top 5 amazing heroes on both ends of the leash. And Dr. Nelva, you have served as our chief veterinarian for the Hero Dog Awards. We want you back January 9th.
Thank you. Good.
Yes, we're going to put you to work for these wonderful dogs. And I'm so proud to tell you that on Friday, November 7th, on the Today Show Live, we will be announcing America's top dog. So you don't have to wait till January to meet them. You meet them in person in January at a beautiful gala where we honor these amazing 4-legged heroes. But you can see it live on the Today Show next Friday, November 7th.
Okay, excellent. I'm glad. I honestly, being a part of that is so nice, meeting all the pet owner and the dog, and oh my goodness, it's just to hear their stories. It's so interesting. And for folks to know, it's not just a popularity type contest. These dogs have there's missions that they're representing. So it's amazing things that they're doing.
Absolutely. These hero dogs represent military categories. These are dogs who've protected and worked alongside our soldiers, our service members around the world in places that are highly threatened, right? So where they have absolutely this incredible sense of smell that allows them to send out weapons caches and enemy positions, saving our service members' lives. We also honor service dogs. So, these amazing service dogs, not only for wounded warriors, but for children with diabetes, for those who are facing not only PTS diagnosis, but those who have hearing loss. These service dogs are amazing. We also have therapy dogs. Those are dogs you see in children's hospitals and at airports. I think Atlanta even has the wonderful therapy dogs, and they help calm us and they bring us, because that healing power of the bond. And then of course we have the most amazing emerging hero dog. This is a dog who does ordinary things, so you think, until you hear their story, and then you see that they changed laws in their states because of what they've overcome, and they serve as incredible spokesdogs for their communities. So it's a really exciting contest. I'm so happy that we're in our 15th year. Our 15th year of celebrating these heroes. And Dr. Nelva, we're so grateful. We'll see you back in January.
I love it. Hey, can you think of it? I mean, all the stories are amazing, but can you think of anything, maybe just say that pops in your mind that you can highlight?
Can I just share a story that goes back a decade? And this is when the great Betty White was on our earth. And there was a dog, this incredible dog, who was a military dog. And he had done amazing things and has served in Afghanistan and all. And initially, his sergeant was really afraid that he wasn't going to pass his test because this dog liked to chase butterflies as much as he liked to sniff out weapon caches. This dog really, really touched my heart. And we were getting ready to go on stage to announce the winner. We did this one in Hollywood. It was aired on the Hallmark Channel. It was beautiful, The Heart of America. And there we are with this very special dog. And it was a contest between this dog and the law enforcement dog. Was military going to win or law enforcement going to win? Who was going to win? And I was on the stage with Betty White. And the sergeant came up with his winning dog. The military dog won. And he looked at me, and we'd given him a beautiful bouquet of white flowers. And he said, the real hero for animals on this stage is Betty White. She was our longest living supporter, 75 years. She championed American Humane Society, 75 years, and she loved our hero dogs more than anybody. So when I think hero dogs every year, that heartwarming story, and he handed this beautiful bouquet of white roses to her on stage in Hollywood. So that was a magical dog, a magical night, and of course with the inspirational and angel to all animals, Betty White.
Yes. Hey, share at the sanctuary. You have something there for her in honor of her, right?
I do. So in April of this year, we just did the ribbon cutting ceremony for our brand new animal sanctuary in Florida. So not only did we open one in South Africa, we also opened one in Florida. This will be the residential home for our Pups Are Patriots service dog program, which is incredible, providing service dogs for wounded warriors. And it also be a home where we can provide a special place for rescue animals, those that need a forever loving home, those that need to be really helped because they've been in a natural disaster or have faced horrible examples of cruelty. And this will also be an opportunity for us to showcase the best training, especially since we'll be training service dogs there. So in this beautiful, beautiful sanctuary in South Florida, I created a Betty White memorial. And in there, you see Betty White in bronze on a bench with a service dog and a companion dog overlooking our beautiful pond where we have our veterans fountain that lights up when veterans are at the farm receiving their training. It's a place of hope and healing. And I hope that if anyone's in South Florida, please call me, reach out, and we'll give you a tour.
Yeah.
And you get to see Betty White. I think she'd be so happy to know that we did this monument in her memory.
Yeah, definitely.
It's very emotional because she was such a special person in my life.
Yes, I'm sure. Definitely sure. The sanctuary also has, right now, there's other animals with there too as well. I remember there was some Scottish Highland cattle there at the time we went.
That's right. You see one behind me right now.
Yeah.
We'll definitely have rescue cows there, of course, for people to meet and be open to have experiences with. We also have some therapy horses on the property too. That's really great. But we're building right now a 25,000 square foot Ark of Hope barn, 25,000 square foot, in addition to a huge canine condo building for our service dogs and our rescue animals. So it's a really special place, state-of-the-art facility, and it's under construction as we speak, but there are already animals in residence. So we're living our mission right now.
Yes, love it. All right, I'm gonna bounce around here. Some other things. One thing, you know what? I'm very much interested in this. I think this is awesome. And I'll just tell you something personal. One thing I noticed, and what I would love to do, and for instance for Delta, I would love to see if we can somehow bring Escape for Extinction into the, as far as the media and the information that's on board. I would love to do that. Don't know how to do it, but I would love to see if we can do that in the future, because I think it's a valuable documentaries and messages to be learned as far as just which are the works that's being done to, prevent animals from going into extinction. So I think it's very important.
Thank you. We are so proud. Our Escape from Extinction documentary series is indeed award-winning, both number 1 and number 2 in this film series was Oscar contention. So how special is that? Our first film as creator and executive producer was Escape from Extinction, and we were so fortunate to have Dame Helen Mirren serve as the narrator. It was a really important series of messages in the first movie about the good work of zoos and aquariums that are helping to save animals from extinction, and how we try to eliminate misinformation because science drives excellent conservation outcomes. The second film, which came out last year at this time, was Escape from Extinction Rewilding, where we talk about rewilding and all the complex decisions that go into play when rewilding efforts are done around the world, and how they can impact animals in a beautiful way and actually save multiple species. And today, I'm so excited. Nelva, today we're working on the third film, Escape from Extinction Regenesis. And I hope to have that film out next year at this time, if I can breathe enough to get it done. We're filming in another couple of continents here in the next few months to wrap it up. But it's really a very, very special film that covers how we can regenerate the earth. So regenesis and regenerate species, bringing them back and allowing this web of life on earth as we know it to not end. So I'm very passionate advocate, as you can see, about our work fighting the threats that face animals from extinction.
Yes. And you know what? It makes me think of also when we were in Canary Islands and going to the bird breeding facility. Oh my goodness. They've saved over 12 species from extinction. That's amazing. It was a beautiful facility. So just makes me think of that. Wow. It's amazing.
Absolutely. And that is the one of the kind in the whole world. And that's what I love to see that in the whole That's the only one like that in the entire world. There are other much smaller facilities, but this is the one with meaningful impact that can keep species alive in those bird species that they've chosen to protect for generations to come. It's a real incredible operation.
All right, let's see what I saw. Look, American Humane Society has done so much. Let's see, what else do I want to touch upon? I'm bouncing around here. Actually, you know what? I don't think it's, well, let's see. Let's go with this one here. You're expanding globally. Please share.
I just returned at the beginning of this month from opening our office in Brussels. Yes, it's very important for American and Global Humane Society to continue to work with halls of government, those powerful capitals where advocacy and public policy can really help save animal lives and can help protect animals and uplift the healing power of the human-animal bond. I'm very proud to say that we've opened up our EU office, which allows us to serve so many countries and to provide an incredible amount of advocacy for animals of all types, from farm animals to animals in zoos and aquariums, wild animals, companion animals. We are now there to serve as a trusted and competent advisor to members of the European Parliament. And just tying back to the previous question about Escape from Extinction, when we rolled out Escape from Extinction 2 Rewilding with the remarkable Meryl Streep, who's the narrator of film number 2, by the way, Academy Award winner Meryl Streep served as my narrator. I'm so blessed, aren't I, to have Dame Helen Mirren and the divine, oh my gosh, iconic and legendary Meryl Streep serving as narrators to our films. So fortunate. The animals are so lucky to have those incredible women as their voices. But as we looked at that film, I said, we must roll it out in halls of government. And we did. We had a film premiere in the EU for members of parliament. We had it in London for members of the UK Parliament. And we also had it in front of the US Congress. Can you imagine? So that film has touched policy groups around the world in halls of government, very important part of our advocacy work. And so I'm delighted to say that we now have the Brussels office open.
Now with this expansion, are we also, everything that's done initially and since with American Humane Society, all the different programs here in the United States, does that mean you have those same programs in Brussels or?
Absolutely. So we are rolling out all of our programmatic platform and expertise. While it might be some certifications may be extremely welcomed in countries, others we have to uplift standards of care to allow them to be certified. Bottom line, we're there to serve as a trusted, competent advisor to all animal welfare policies and certainly to be the voice for animals. Again, it knows no geographic boundaries. We have to be where the animals are to make a difference, to save lives, and to really ensure that we're building a more humane world.
Wow, amazing. I don't think I have a question for it, but can you expand a little bit on the film and television as far as what's being done to protect animals in those environments?
You know, it's already been global for so long. It's been our No Animals Were Harmed in the making of this movie. So when you watch a movie, Nelva, like I may watch a movie tonight because nice and quiet evening here at home, and I see an animal on that film set, I know that American Humane Society, Global Humane Societies had a representative on the set ensuring that that animal's been protected from harm. That animal goes to work, is safe, is kept with his voice being our representative's voice. And that animal can go home after that day work entertaining us through film and television. You know, this program is almost 90 years old. Wow. And we were called to work in this program by the legendary Henry Fonda. It was him that raised his hand after seeing a horse being driven off a cliff to make a movie in 1939. He said that personal thing of cruelty was so disgusting to him. He called my predecessor, Dr. William Stillman, and said, you must come to Hollywood and open an office. And here we are so many years later, celebrating that mission of being the voice for animal actors. So No Animals Were Harmed is one of our iconic programs. And historic and legendary. And today we're very proud that it operates, I think, in 30 different countries. Overall, I have programs operating this very day in 62 countries. So it's it's a big
I love
job.
it.
It's a very big job.
Animal welfare, as far as it's needed in so many different sectors. And I love it that, you've picked up on it. And I can say for me personally, I picked up on it for animal transportation in the airline industry, but you've picked it up for the film industry, farms. So please tell me, let's talk about other things too that the American Humane Society is doing.
Well, I'm so proud that we introduced our working animal program. So if you think about working animals, and what's a working animal? Well, how about the Clydesdales, right? So think about Anheuser-Busch. They called us and said, we'd like for you to come and certify our Clydesdales. We said, that's incredible. We'd love to. If you enjoy a cruise, like a Royal Caribbean cruise to one of their great destinations, and you happen to see a chief dog officer on board, that's American Humane certified. Their chief dog officer, Rover, and there's a new one, I think chief dog officer Sailor is coming on board this year. They're all certified by us. So we certify working animals, which I think is very special. We certify animals in the top zoos and aquariums around the world, ensuring as the only group to certify their humane treatment and simple animal welfare. There are other accreditation types of programs. They're looking at a whole host of things that go on the zoo's business practices, etc. That's very important. Very different than what we run. We run a certification program that's simply looking at the humane treatment of animals. That's for zoos and aquariums. We do the same thing for farms and ranches. We have almost 20,000 farms and ranches that are certified. So we're on pig farms and chicken farms and dairy farms all day long, ensuring that those standards of care are uplifted. So it is all animals all the time that we work on. So anywhere you see an animal, chances are we have a program, and chances are we're advocating. Well, there's a 100% chance that we're advocating to improve those industries and make sure that they're elevating their standards, because again, the animals don't have a voice unless we use ours to make a huge difference. And how we do that, Nelva, is what your listeners I know appreciate. It's rooted in solid science, solid evidence-based practices, because you don't have bad outcomes if you are rooted in solid science and evidence-based practices. And then we add what is so crucial to our mission in our heart and our core, and that's ethics, right?
Yeah.
So the ethical lens to all of this is what makes the beautiful outcomes happen for the animals that we love and cherish.
Awesome. Well, please share. I mean, you've been doing this. I mean, you said for good 15 years now.
15 years.
Your leadership has really been very significant, moving things forward. So please share your thoughts on that.
Well, you know what is so interesting about leadership? I believe a leader has to do what they say and say what they do, and really live that mission. And I live this mission. I feel so honored and privileged, and I live this mission of animal protection and live this mission of stepping out where it takes moral courage. We're in places that take a lot of moral courage to make a difference. It's not for the faint of heart. This is not all about hugging and loving kittens and puppies every day. I do love that, by the way. Getting on fix in a few minutes with my little baby that I rescued. But it's about making a huge step with moral courage to challenge industries to do better, to do more, to step out and change their old way of doing business to be better for the animals. And that's really important. So as I think about leaders who want to make a difference, I say this: live to your core values, right? Live to your core values, act on what is best and right. And then you will drive compassionate and humane leadership throughout your institution. A lot of people say, how did you get this job? I worked hard.
Yeah.
I've worked hard my whole life. I worked to expand my educational background and received an MBA and a PhD. I have 5 financial and fiduciary certifications. I've worked hard in both the corporate world and the not-for-profit world. None of my jobs have been the 35 to 40-hour weeks. They've been jobs that have taken heart and soul and passion to do, to learn, to grow. And then I realized, as CEO of America's very first National Humane Organization, that it was important for us to lead with values. So we defined core values. And when you go to our offices, you'll see them on the wall. They're there for everyone to read every day, about respect, about accountability, that accountability is love, accountability to the mission, loyalty to each other in this institution as we step out and make hard decisions that fight industries to do better for the animals. We're all warriors. We're all warriors for building a more humane world. We're advocates and we're passionate. And that is incredibly exciting to lead a group that is like this, that is so committed to this mission. So when I think about compassionate leadership, it's about living what you believe in, living to core values that uplift your workforce, expressing compassion, respect, accountability, love, and most importantly, having the very best people in the world that you get to work with every day. From my governing board to every staff member that I have the privilege to work with, they are the very best people in the world. And it takes the very best to fight for the animals. And so that's what it's all about, to make a meaningful impact.
Awesome. Love it. Yeah. Like, people don't realize that when you're compassionate and you really love what you're doing, sometimes, okay, it's kind of, I'm sure you might feel this. It's hard to separate out for personal stuff because you love it so much that it's just a part of you and everything. And from what I meeting you and connecting with you, it's a part of you and everything.
Yeah.
So
it is me, and people say, oh, well, you should have a separate life. Why? This is my life. This is my calling.
Yeah.
This is an utter blessing. And most of all, it's a privilege to which I'm humbled, so humbled every day to wear this, in fact, back to Betty White, a personal mentor of mine. We had a beautiful dinner early on, and she was expressing to me some challenges she had with people in the press who didn't appreciate her love for animals. One was actually Piers Morgan. I think he said something very mean to her on his show, and it hurt her feelings. And she was sharing that story with me. And she said, Robin, it takes courage to do what we do. And then she grabbed my hand that night and she held it and she said, and I am here because I'm tired and I have to pass the heavy mantle of responsibility for animal welfare to you. And, when you get that mantle and you realize the meaning of that, you recognize that this is more. This is not a job. This is life calling, and it's an honor and a privilege to lead this organization as we continue to expand to be the voice for all animals. And that's how I live it, and I love it, and I'm blessed to do it.
I'm with you. I love it. Look, my lifelong dream was always to be a veterinarian, but I never expected to be at this level or where I am, but I love it. I can't help it. I love it. I love animals. I love doing what I do to help them. And it's a part of me. It's my life.
That's exactly right. And that's really great. You know what I'm saying? That's the best. That's the ultimate in life, is to be able to do what you really love. And then again, the proverbial saying, then it's not a job.
Right.
Well, and it should, life should never be a job. Life should be something meaningful and purposeful. And every day I do my very best to live with intention to be the voice for animals. Every day I get up, I say, what more can I do to push this? What more can I think of strategy wise? What more can I do to build relationships so that I can convince people to do what's right for the animals? And I am fearless in that regard, fearless. And what's interesting too, I want to say this, because in many of the rooms I'm in, I'm the only female voice. I'm the only female there. And I think it's fascinating to see as we go into parts of the world where there's not a great deal of women leaders. We've had success, and we're paving the way, not just for animals, but I see that through my colleagues who say, Robin, do you recognize that you're the only woman in the room, when they see the photos after the meetings and the victories we're able to have? And I said, I didn't realize that, but because that's just what it is. Right. But we are really leading in a way too, for women. And I'm proud of that because I have 2 daughters, and I'm proud of paying it forward for the next generation of women leaders. That's
good. That is wonderful. Well, looking ahead, what do you think? What are the plans for the future? What are you thinking?
I think all the time. I've got an office planned in another continent, and I'm building those relationships out where I can make an announcement, I hope sooner than later, about another
Mhm.
continent where we need to be doing incredible rescue work
Yeah.
and partnering to make huge expansions. I'm looking at an elephant sanctuary in Thailand. So that's in my little bucket list, wink, wink.
Mhm.
Planning on that, planning huge expansions in our African portfolio. We're now in 5 countries. I want to go deeper in those portfolios and make sure that our strategies for impact are certainly exponential, because those countries need so much help for those animals. With all the recent cuts too with other institutions, we need to make sure we're having such impact. And of course, I see some new programs in our own country back here at
Mhm.
home that are very exciting. What's on my docket coming up? Escape from Extinction 3, Regenesis. That'll come out next year.
Right.
We have a new
Mhm.
book called The Global Humane Table, where we talk about
That's
traveling
right.
the world and having credible conversations and celebrating humanely raised food. Very
Yes.
important. So the Global Humane Table is coming out in next year, and we're going to be celebrating 150 years
Wow.
being the voice for animals. So we have huge celebrations planned, Nelva, to celebrate 150 years of this
Mhm.
very important institution, setting ourselves up for the next 150 years because we're
Yes.
so needed.
Awesome. I swear. I'm just, like I said, I'm honored to be on the governing board because, again, just knowing all the things that it's being done, it's not just a simple focus on rescue. It's vast things as far as animal welfare and conservation. And I love being a part of that.
Thank you. We love having you. So thank you so much for your leadership.
Yeah. Well, lady, is there anything further? Anything further you want to add or share with us? I feel like we've said a lot of information in short
I know
period.
it's way much. Well, I have to do a little shout out. Please visit us to learn more at AmericanHumane.org. We're gearing up to do hurricane responses and
Yeah.
hoarding responses with our rescue team. They're extremely busy getting ready for various deployments, and we know that that is an incredible part of our mission as our country's very first rescue group. And we have boots on the ground ready to deploy for those that have suffered so much in the devastating wake of Hurricane Melissa. We have a
Yes.
hoarding case and other things that we're really looking on in terms of cruelty and abuse that we're working to help those animals every single day. So we have a lot going on. Stay tuned at AmericanHumane.org, and of course follow us at American Humane, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all the various platforms. Very important to stay up with everything that we post there. And of course, you know what I always have to do a plug for is if you
Mhm.
want to learn more, visit my podcast. Listen to my
Yes.
podcast. It's on the iHeart platform, Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcast, Amazon. You'll go to Robin's Nest, and hopefully you can tune in. And of course, I have my own website, robinganzert.com, so you can see my op-eds. I think it's really important to see
Yes.
what I'm writing and thinking. So we put that out on
Yes.
robinganzert.com.
That's perfect. And let me put your Instagram on there too. Follow her on Instagram as well, please.
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, Robin, if Britta's here, she'd probably ask more questions, but I just, we're just flowing, and I love that you shared all the information that you have as far as the American Humane Society, its global mission, in the United States mission, but the global mission. And I love also that you share more about yourself as too. You're amazing to know. I'm very honored. I'll be honest, I get tongue tied around you sometimes because I'm just in awe of all the things you've done, to be honest with you.
You're so kind. Thank you. It's very sweet. Well, we're just, we're thinking today, because today is Halloween and we are Facebook Live today. I want to remind everybody tuning in, keep your animals away from candy, from
Yes,
fire, from all of that. Just make sure that they stay safe, because especially those candies can be so deadly to our furry friends. So be very careful and vigilant. This is just as bad as like July 4th with the fireworks. So just remember, these holidays are dangerous times, and you can follow more our tips on everything on our social platforms and certainly on our website. But do keep your pets safe during these holiday season.
Definitely. Well, thank you, Robin. I really appreciate you being here with us, sharing all the information that you have.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to the Hero Dog Awards this coming in January. I think it's going to be amazing. I'm so excited to be a part of it, and be so excited to see you and really interact with the team again. So I'm very excited about that. But thank you so much for joining us today. Is there anything further you want to add for us before we
No,
leave?
thank you so much, Dr. Nelva. Cheers to you and cheers to everybody who loves animals. Let's go out and continue the good fight to keep animals in our lives. So thank
Yes.
you all.
Yep. Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.